Oh, it feels good to be back. Acoustics and stones, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for Hunter Ackerman.
Greetings and salutations.
And I'm Paul Carganilla. And Hunter, it's been since November since we did this.
That's crazy. I can't believe that. Really? I mean, we had to cancel that one in December because of your thing.
Probably.
And, you know, I was trying to be subtle about it. But yeah, there's that.
I don't even remember what thing, but thank you for being subtle. Hunter.
Wow.
Subtle.
Not many people say those particular words in that particular order. Not many people offer those words in that order.
Wow. That's what you get here on Sticks and Stones, is stuff that you wouldn't expect sometimes. And there's everything you would expect, and that's Hunter and me just bantering and babbling. And I apologize for the late start, everyone. I just came off, I had an 8 p.m. work live stream that went completely bonkers and totally stressful and didn't work. So then I spent the next hour trying to fix that. And then after trying to fix that, nothing was right in my Zoom. Wouldn't open the video, and Hunter's audio was looping. And here we are. We made it.
Looks like we made it.
Look how
I don't know the next words to that song. I should have done that for drugstore music.
Right.
But I was out of town too long.
Speaking of out of town, people are asking in the chat, how'd it go?
Oh, he went spectacularly. I don't have rough cuts to share with folks yet, but that's probably really good news because, you know, you never play like a song of like, hey, this is mostly what it's supposed to sound like and expect that to like work for anyone. Right. But it went extremely well. I'm very happy with what was coming out of the end of every day.
Yeah.
And I haven't had the coronavirus yet, so
As far as you know,
I would know. I mean, there was that one time that my nose was running when I had been like around this one other dude. I have no scenario that fits that particular vocabulary description. Like I've got no reason to think that that's more likely than less likely.
Okay. Well, you're just superhuman, man.
No. I'm super isolated.
But
that might actually be subhuman. You usually have to go underground to be this isolated. I mean, around the world in 80 days was only isolation in a hot air balloon for, 80 days. Yeah. It wasn't this long.
I didn't get a chance to tune, and the weather went insane today. So
here too.
You want to just do this? Did you
Holy
have hail?
Shit! We did not have. Wait, did I have ale or did we have hail?
Both.
Yes, I had some ale. I'm not aware that we had hail, although I'm feeling rather hearty in hail. So
excellent. What are you sipping upon? What are you sipping upon?
I'm sipping upon my supper of wine. Easy for you to say.
So whenever we do this, we each pick 3 songs and we volley it back and forth. And if the audience is digging it and wants to shout encore at the end, maybe we'll do a 4th. We don't have a theme or anything. We just kind of chat and see what comes up. Do you already have yours like picked out?
I got a few songs, you know, depending on the context of what happens in conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah. I've also got no particular theme in mind.
Emily's already shouting for an encore, so it's
you know what I did not do? I didn't open the thing the way I usually open the thing so that I can see like the chat of the thing. I'm going to open that chat of the thing right now so I can see all of those things.
That would be great. We can say hello to your mom, Pam, Christina. To both of your lovely ladies are first. Dari, Kelsey, Emily, Ruth. Hello, hello, hello. Looks like Nick Davil is here. Melissa Catano. Corey Benjamin. Hello. Kelsey Gibson. Dave Hill. Um,
Well,
he
like
started
all
to
the
talk.
cool kids are here. Is there a Zach
Yeah.
White?
Zach White is here as well. Yeah. I got lost in Dave Hill's comment. He just said something about mulch, and I was like, what is he talking about? But he was answering someone else. I don't know what they're talking about. Anna Gina Vola, our cruise director. I got so excited for our cruise today. You know, for forever, this Paulie's Picnic cruise that's coming up. I've never been on a cruise. I've never been to Mexico. And since Anna, our cruise director, brought this up, I've been like, yeah, totally. This is going to be awesome. But when she first brought it up, it was so far in the future. Like she brought it up last May, I believe. And I was just like, next April? Cool. So it's always just been this like far off thing that's going to be awesome when it happens. And then today, if you're booked on the cruise, you got to check in on the app. And I checked in to our cruise. And then I opened up our cruise itinerary and I saw all the fun things that Anna has planned for us. And I'm really freaking excited.
What kinds of fun things? Jesus, I sound like a commercial plug, but I really want to know because I didn't open the app. And Christina like checked in for us at 11:30.
It's not even in the app. It's in the emails. That's the thing. I don't read my emails either, but I did today.
I saw that response. So what fun things does she have planned for us, Paul?
Well, first I missed a couple of people in the chat. I want to say hello, Angelica and Daryl. But you're right. Yeah, all the cool kids are here. Well, I don't have the email in front of me, but it was stuff like trivia night, stuff like
Terrible at trivia.
bar crawl the first day to get to know the ship. I'm all for that. Of course, one of the nights is our show, which is just going to be awesome. But there's all kinds of activities and stuff planned.
Wait, so let me just like help me get the perspective because I've never been on a cruise before.
Neither have I.
There are so many bars on a cruise ship that the first night is a bar crawl on the ship.
Maybe we can get Anna's daughter, Christina, on the show and she can explain it somehow.
Maybe we can. I know. Yes. Come on. I know. She's wearing my favorite bra right now. I just. It's Valentine's Day, honey. It's cool.
So
Come this way.
there are plenty of activities on the ship all the time. But no, my mom just also likes to give a tour on the first day, and it just turns into a pub crawl or bar crawl because, you know, she's like, oh, this is over here, that's over there, and we're like, and here's a bar, and everyone gets a drink, and then we're like, oh, there's this room, and this is where we're gonna have our show, and then oh, here's another bar, let's get a drink.
I'm your bar.
You are my bar.
You're setting the bar high over here.
High bar.
It. Well, I'm excited.
Yeah, so excited, so soon.
It's coming.
Yay.
It is coming. So I heard you mention earlier before we started the stream that you have some things to check over there. So maybe I should go first.
Yeah. That's I could make sure I'm not, you know, that the reverb gnomes don't come and club me with too much feedback.
Okay. So for tonight, I was thinking. Yeah. You know, you have your solo show, LOVECAST, which you're quickly approaching the 100th episode of. Congratulations.
100 is approaching, yeah.
I'm my solo shows that in the Cove, and I've got some. I've been trying to do it more often just because I enjoy it so much, and I got some themes in mind for future shows. And so tonight I'm going to play. I'm going to see how it goes by playing like one song from each theme that I have in mind and see how people like the idea, or if they don't. All the cool kids who are here can be like my sounding board, if you will.
All right. The tastemakers are in the chat.
Think of an order, of course, to do these in. So let's start with... we'll do this one first. Well, maybe I should do that one last. We're so ready for this show right now.
Organized, on it, planning bear.
Let's do this one first. Jamie and I are celebrating our 14th wedding anniversary this coming May, and we're gonna go. Normally, every November we go to New York because it's a big part of our history together, and we just love New York in the wintertime. We haven't been able to go the past 2 years, so this May we're gonna go, and I'm really excited. We'll be there for, like, we land on our anniversary and spend a whole week there. Sans kiddos. We're just going to have a fun week in New York. And so I was thinking of doing an In the Cove that is New York themed.
Cool.
And this would be one that I play.
Right on, man.
Check. Some folks like to get away, take a holiday from the neighborhood. Hop a flight to Miami Beach or to Hollywood. But I'm taking a Greyhound on the Hudson River line. I'm in a New York state of mind. I've seen all the movie stars in their fancy cars and their limousines. Been high in the Rockies under the evergreens. But I know what I'm needing, and I don't want to waste more time. I'm in a New York state of mind. It was so easy living day by day, out of touch with the rhythm and the blues. Now I need a little give and take. The New York Times, Daily News. It comes down to reality, and it's fine with me, 'cause I'll let it slide. I don't care if it's Chinatown or on Riverside. I don't have any reasons, I left them all behind. I'm in a New York state of mind. It was so easy living day by day, out of touch with the rhythm and the blues. But now I need a little give and take. The New York Times, the Daily News. It comes down to reality. It's fine with me, 'cause I've let it slide. I don't care if it's Chinatown or on Riverside. I don't have any reasons, and I left them all behind. I'm in a New York state of mind. I'm just taking a Greyhound on the Hudson River line. 'Cause I'm in a New York state of mind. We'll just end it on an E. Why not?
Why not, indeed?
I'm not sure if that worked, but we'll see.
No, it's the best vowel to end it on.
Jamie's sleeping, and she was supposed to be away on a business trip this week, so I schedule a show, and then she's like, actually, my business trip got canceled. I'm gonna have to go to bed as soon as I get home, though, because now I have to go work the Rams championship parade in the morning. My call time is 4 a.m. So I'm like, okay, every song tonight's going to be on the nylon, because you literally can't hear it outside this room. And now she's all stressed out because she found out about something else super stressful at work, and now she can't sleep, and she's texting me. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry, but we scheduled the show. No, she's not texting me about the music, but you know, when you're performing and you're the only one awake in the house, and this happened to me. My first COVE episodes were from a hotel room. Right. And so like the whole episode, I'm just like, at any time someone's going to knock on the door, and like, it's hard to shake that when you're just trying to play. Like, I don't see how you could do that. Your balls to the wall, all out, heart and soul and passion and heart's fire and everything you play and sing. And I'm usually in here just singing lullabies, but
yeah, I mean, you get used to it when your balls are actually on the wall and somebody like knocks on the door and you say, wow, I've got to put these away first. It's an expression, but you know, it works with answering the doors.
Quick story, funny story. One time I dated a girl.
Yeah, that's quite an intro.
I dated a girl for a really long time, and we talked about it in the tale of Paul and Jamie that we did a year ago. Her name was Lizzie in that play, but after I left her because all she wanted to do was be a mom and be my wife. And
I really thought for a moment you were going to say she just wanted to put her balls on the wall and you just couldn't deal with it. And it was just like, real, that was not what I was signing up for here. That story could have ended so much stranger than this.
It absolutely could. Glad it didn't. But no, so at a period of time, like there was a period of time in which, and I'm sure you've probably experienced this because you have such a big heart and you don't want to hurt people, where like I was just in the relationship to not break her heart. And my friends were just like, dude, you got to get out. You got to get out now. The longer you're in it, the worse it's going to be at the end. And finally, end game. So I finally break it off. And my friends take me out to beers, and they've got this box that they bought at Michael's. It's this wooden box with hinges, and they've painted it. And they're like, we got a gift for you. And I'm like, great. They put it on the bar. I open it, and inside are 2 flesh-colored painted balls. And they said, we're giving you your balls back. I still have that somewhere.
I bet you do. You can't throw that away.
I still have my balls.
Not with symbolism like that. Like, yeah, that's synonymous with saying, by the way, here's something you have to carry with you for the rest of your life through every move and every phase of your life. Because metaphorically, symbolically, you cannot throw your balls away, can you?
I should ask Jamie where they are. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. But yeah, that literally happened. That literally happened. Good times. Balls to the wall. Welcome to Sticks and Stones, everybody.
Well,
we've already discussed the Stones.
Welcome indeed.
What do you think? What do you think about playing first?
I mean, usually I think, all right, I'm ready. I know exactly what song it is, and my guitar is in tune. And, you know, I'm like, all right. But if that's not in the cards for me that night, then, you know, I go second.
So, what about tonight? How's tonight going?
Well, tonight's going great since you just went first.
What are you drinking? Is that olive oil?
That's right. Popeye is really pissed off right now. I tell you, good thing he is a very slow guy, that guy. You can't understand a word he says. He has no biceps, but his forearms, oh yeah. Don't let him get you in that little speed bag pattern, because the forearms, once that guy gets his spinach, olive oil is not going to save you.
Popeye's forearms are like my dad's calves.
That's genetic.
It is. I have pretty good calves.
Yeah. That's as a personal trainer, that's one of the less trainable parts of the human anatomy is like calf muscle size is just no shit. It's like 94, 92% genetic. There's not a lot you can do there.
Did you ever watch Entourage on HBO?
I watched as many episodes as I could, not be impossibly depressed through, which I think was about 2, maybe 3. So yes, but not much. It kind of bothered me in ways that I wouldn't expect it to bother most people.
There was a character in the Entourage named Johnny Drama, played by Matt Dillon's brother. I forget his name now.
I know exactly who you mean, though. I'm with you. I saw enough reference.
There was a season where he was obsessed with the decision of whether or not to get calf implants.
Okay, that's exactly relevant. I did not watch that far, but that would do it. I mean, Henry VIII was all about calves, dude. It's strangely multi-gener. You ever notice how many Henry VIII portraits are zoomed out far enough that you, obviously by the look in your face, you have not noticed how many Henry VIII portraits are zoomed out far enough, but you can see the dude's calves in stalking gowns, sort of like socks, you know, he's like he's a rockette or something. But I mean, usually he's just standing, but he's standing in tall, heelish platform. Anyway, you can see his calves because he was just really into the size of his. This is father of Queen Elizabeth, man. What can I say? He did some strange things, and
see, this is where if producer Craig was in the background, I'd say, producer Craig, pull up some of those. But it's just you and I tonight.
It's just
producer
us.
Craig has acting classes on Tuesday nights. We miss you, producer Craig. But I am going to try and find some photos of my father's calves and share them.
Please don't.
I'll see if we have any.
Just for this audacity. I mean, come on.
It's going to be awesome.
We need monologues about the Davenport for this to even be vaguely relevant, and I just don't know if they're going to carry it. Says the guy that reads Winnie the Pooh stories on Monday nights. I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Yeah, just another swig of olive oil, and all of this will seem reasonable.
That's some good olive oil right there.
Rich.
I am well on my way to finding some photos of my dad's calves. What are you going to play first?
I think I'll play a U2 song. This, a strange sentiment out of this song came up in conversation a few times over the last few days in odd ways, but I don't know, it just kind of stood out to me.
Right. Ladies and
It's
gentlemen.
from 1987. Let's see, from 1987. The album was The Joshua Tree. This is called Running to Stand Still. So she woke up from where she was, light still, said I gotta do something about where we're going. Step on the steam train, step out of the driving rain, baby. Run from the darkness in the night. Singing ah la 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 day. Fa la 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 day. Fa la la day. Sweet the sin, bitter the taste in my mouth. See 7 towns, round the sea, on the way out. You gotta cry without weeping, talk without speaking, scream without raising your voice. You know I took the poison from the pores of the stream, then I floated out of here, singing out, fa la 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 day, fa la 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 day, fa la la day. She runs through streets with her eyes painted red, onto the black belly of a cloud in the rain. In through the doorway, she brings me white golden pearls, stolen from the sea. She's raging, she's raging, and the storm blows up in her eyes. She will suffer the needle chill. She's running to stand still.
That's kind of like a deep cut.
Yeah. I wonder if I played that on. I wonder if I played that on Deep Cuts.
I don't
If
think
did,
so.
I don't recall specifically, but it feels like something that would have gone on that show. Would go on that show, bro. So well that I'm kind of amazed that I haven't played it on Deep Cuts yet. If I haven't.
I just meant like it's a deep cut. It's a deep YouTube cut.
U2
cut.
U2 cut, right?
Yeah.
No,
but also,
I learned that song. I had a very close friend like a decade ago. She had this personal revelation of like, I have only ever actually cried one time at one concert. And I'm like, what was it? And she wouldn't tell me for the longest time. And it took like 5-6 years before she would ever actually tell me what the song was for some reason. And the day she told me what that song was the day that I decided I was going to learn Running to Stand Still by U2.
what was the reason?
Well, it turned out she had cried at a Smash Mouth song, and I just couldn't like tolerate it, so I inserted that song instead as a much cooler, ending to that story. But it is how that ended. So that is the story that I attached to that song and why I learned it from 1987. It seems like a much deeper cut than, hey, now you're a rock star, get your game on and go play. I don't know why she cried. It seems very shallow in retrospect.
You never know, dude. Everybody's got their own thing.
Yes, indeed.
Something. It's crazy. Like, art is so subjective that it's just like something that, my favorite movie is the Titanic. And a lot of people will be like, dude, that's such a cheeseball corny movie. But like, I appreciate it for different reasons. And they're my reasons. They're not yours. So back up off me, bro.
Exactly. And it probably got you laid in 1989, 88, 98, 98. Going with 98.
I didn't do that
98.
till I got married. What are you talking about? My mom watches this show.
Paul's mom, he never watched the movie Titanic until he was married. For the record, just like we're all at the Vaudacity family very clear on this point.
I love Titanic so much that like the second I hear the blah blah blah, my soul like grows 10 times, and it just like brings me to life. It's
like the Grinch's heart in the little frame, right?
Exactly
Is that
like
where
that.
we're going? Yeah. Paul's heart swells at the sound of a penny whistle, but only when he watches it with Jamie. He's never watched this movie with another woman.
I had another thought during dinner that was like, could we do like a movie night on the cruise and watch Titanic? But there's been so much talk.
You want to watch Titanic? Well, we're going to cruise from Mexico. Not a lot of chance we're going to crash into an iceberg. So it is Mexico, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, not a lot of icebergs down there.
All right. Next year, Paulie's Picnic cruise across the pond. and back. We'll watch Titanic. Who knows? I don't know.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down. I mean, you're gonna watch it on a cruise. That's You're not gonna the Apollo missions aren't gonna listen to Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon. They were going to the light side of the moon. No, we're saving that album. Wait till we go to the other side.
That's right. I want to say hi. We got some new friends entering the chat. We've got my friend Alejandra, Show Blue. Welcome. Thanks for dropping in again. Good to see you again.
Greetings and salutations, Alejandra.
Alejandra, is this Halos 5? That's... I feel like we know who that is. Is that an Emery?
Yeah, it's Debbie.
That is... Yes, I have... I heard it through the grapevine that's Debbie Emery.
We heard it through your microphone too.
She's actually holding up some like grape stems. She just finished the bunch of grapes and she's actually talking through a grapevine before putting down the refuse of the fruit. So it is not only a rumor from across the living room, it was actually spoken through a grapevine.
Okay, cool.
Oh no, we didn't say hi to Olive and Ray, and now they left and they took all their YouTube comments with them.
They're not in the chat. Yeah.
They weren't in the chat. They're not in the chat. And they're not even in the room now. Oh dear.
So I don't know. Let me know after my first song that I did. Do you think New York would be a good theme to do? Songs about New York?
Do you mean tonight or just in general?
No, for a future Cove. The theme, New York.
No, for a future, you could do it. You could do like a 50-run state. Like I don't know what you're gonna come up with for like New Hampshire, but no, you could do a Cove for each state, and New York would be like the richest ground to start from. Mississippi's got some really good music. Texas has got some really good music. California has got some awesome California bands, but you could do like a different state for each Cove.
But no, it's not like bands from the state. It's
no.
Songs about the state.
Songs about the state. I was being real specific here.
Oh.
I retract the point that you should really see this through to all 50, because like really some of these bands, like when you get to like Idaho.
Careful.
Sorry, we're in Idaho. There's just not a lot of good songs about Idaho.
Didn't a band do a song a couple years back that was like...
I think it was gangster rap, but it was definitely Idaho, yes. And it was only one song.
Didn't a band a few years back do like an actual song that was like... there are too many songs about California? That's what the song was about. Producer Craig, get on that.
I'm not specifically aware, but I definitely cannot deny the existence thereof.
Cool.
Are there too many songs about California?
I believe there is a song out called "There Are Too Many Songs About California," and it was actually popular. Like it really, was played on the radio and stuff.
Because it's funny, from California folk musicians, and there are enough of that to refer to that as a genre. Americana is a genre. California Cana is a subgenre. It's a thing.
You're making that up.
No, I'm not. Someone made it up. It just wasn't me. It's like someone made up anything that you would call a genre. At some point, blues was made up by somebody. It's just like enough people. That's the difference between a cult and whatever you would legitimize as an actual religion. Is like, how many people agree with you? I don't know, man. Like that, it's literally just how many people agree with you as to whether or not it's a real genre or a real religion.
I agree with that. Something that people agree and disagree on often is how good is The Greatest Showman? Hunter, go.
Well, I know that Hugh Jackman actually talks like this, and he doesn't talk like this at all in The Greatest Showman. That's all I know about the movie because I ain't never seen it, but I know how he talks, and I know he didn't talk this way.
You've never seen The Greatest Showman? And what about the music? You've heard the music.
Come on, give me credit for being able to do an authentic Hugh Jackman here before, like, just like, I don't know. It was probably very well considered. I liked his Wolverine impression better. What do you want?
Your accent was awesome. I was asking how you like the movie and the music, but you haven't seen the movie.
Wow.
And okay, so
Looking forward to watching Titanic on a boat with you, though, because what harm, universally speaking, karmically, could come of that?
So we did a Greatest Showman night on Paulie's Only a Variety Show, and it was a lot of fun. It was awesome.
And I didn't submit a song because I never saw it.
That's correct.
Yeah, I was aware it happened. I watched it, in fact.
I love the music in that movie, and I'm considering doing a Greatest Showman COVE and doing them all acoustic.
That's a good theme. And if you could do them all with a New York accent, you could even like get a couple of shows out of one.
Yeah, I'll just have you narrate it in a like Frank Romeo, but in your Hugh Jackman impression.
Oh, I was switching to New York here for a second. Okay. Let's
Can you introduce me in a song from The Greatest Showman in your Hugh Jackman Frank Romeo voice? This is I want to hear Hugh Jackman. Oh, this is a fun game. Let's hear Hunter do accents on the spot.
You're not telling me Frank Romeo is also Australian, are you? Because he fakes it real well. It's a funny mate.
Now, to be clear, I don't want to hear Frank Romeo doing a Hugh Jackman impression. I want to hear Hugh Jackman doing a Frank Romeo impression, introducing my song.
Right. Now, Frank Romeo imitating Hugh Jackman. Wait, no, it's Hugh Jackman imitating Frank Romeo.
Yes.
All right. He would say something like, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou? Because I don't know Frank Romeo, nor how he talks throughout thou. This is Paul singing an unrelated song, starting like this.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let's be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. We may be right, we may be wrong. Say that you come along to the world we see, the world we close our eyes to see. We close our eyes to see. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Bravo, mate. I've got to see that song now. No, watch the entire movie. Why not? Ruth Sanchez wants to know what's the name of this song.
That must mean she didn't hate it like you did. I'm just
Yeah, that's what I said several times now. I hope you didn't misunderstand that. How much I disliked by every time I said bravo. I now I've got to see the movie that I hadn't seen because of that.
Yeah.
What was-
It's called A Million Dreams, and it's the aside from the title track, The Greatest Show, it's the first big number of the movie. It's beautiful, beautiful, in my opinion. Not my rendition, but the actual song. We actually did one of the first times Everly sang at a Paulie's picnic. The three of us, Everly, Jamie, and myself, did that song live, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, cool. Very cool.
So other than hating movies,
Where did you get the impression that I hate movies? How was that miscommunication delivered? Just yes, all those pictures that happen in chains that make you perceive motion as a work of the devil. I got onto the 17th century Luddite movement there.
you haven't seen any of the best ones like Titanic or The Greatest Showman. So.
I've seen Star Wars. You can't say I haven't seen any of the. I've seen like The Godfather and Citizen Kane. I've missed a few of the late '90s basics because I was, into physics and drugs. I don't know, man. I was a really serious student.
They go hand in hand. Physics and drugs.
Yeah, I was a really serious student.
If you were into drugs, you should have been into Star Wars.
I was into them at different times, largely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of
wait! I've got to correct something out of context in the chat. Yes, we saw Encanto. Yes, I fell asleep during but we started in canto after 1 a.m. and some significant drugs. So, like, when I fell asleep, it was like 2:30 in the morning. That's not fair. I'm like, yeah, okay, I fell asleep, but not like...
I don't know how many people are thinking it, but I'm just going to ask, what constitutes a significant drug?
Oh, amount.
Oh.
Yeah, that's, I mean, there's a cliche amongst pharmacologists that the dose dictates the poison. It's really is. Yeah. I mean, some of them are more important during different developmental stages of one's,
Define importance when you're talking about developing while doing drugs.
Well, okay, so like the Super Bowl was yesterday or something recently, right? Okay, what day is it today? Regardless, the Super Bowl happened recently.
Yeah.
Like marijuana, in the underaged mind, football and marijuana can make you be okay with feeling bored. And that's not okay, kids. That is not okay. If you are finding some real interest when you are otherwise bored and could be learning an art form or another language or an instrument, but you are okay instead watching football or smoking marijuana, those things are not okay. However, if later in your developmental brain, football or marijuana seem like stimulating and things that like make you want to go out and create things, then that's okay, but only when you're older.
I would argue, if we have time for that,
I've got time, believe me. This is fascinating.
that a lot of people are not bored watching football. Rather, it is a huge form of entertainment for them.
Yeah.
And they look forward to it all week long to sit down and watch a game.
Nobody's bored while smoking marijuana, Paul. The parallel was okay with being bored because of fill in the blank.
But they're not bored.
Yeah, they're not bored after they start indulging in said substance.
They would be bored.
They would be bored until they started the thing, and then suddenly they were stimulated in this completely unproductive way.
Speaking of being stimulated in an unproductive way, I found a photo of my dad.
Oh, God, I thought you were going to say it. Speaking of it, here's
Your next
Hunter
song?
Ackerman's next song. That would have been like the worst.
So this photo is from my dad walking my my niece home from school a couple of years ago. This is my new favorite segment of shows on Audacity. Let's look at Paul's dad's calves.
There we go. Now, was Paul into marijuana or football when we were like looking up Paul's dad's calves? What do you think?
Are those some calves or what?
Yeah, it's some pretty or maybe they're just like really tiny human being that they're surrounded by normal sized calves. I don't know.
My dad
seems like in proportion to the rest of your dad. Yeah, it's got some
he's
monster.
sprightly. I don't think he's tiny by any means.
Sprightly, not tiny, but monster calves.
I'll keep looking for better pictures of my dad's calves throughout the show.
By the way, just oh, Ruth Sanchez in the super chat.
Oh,
Ruth.
yes.
Just for context of all of those listening, in context, I'm neither that pro marijuana nor that anti football. It's a bit. It is logically internally consistent at best.
Yes, of course. I was just gonna say, I think that's the first time we've gone down a rabbit hole of drugs on any of the shows that I've been involved.
Jesus, I mean, you can't overlook the other side of this coin here. I don't remember ever talking about sports ball in any. definitions.
Hey, you can't overlook my dad's calves either.
Or your dad's calf. I don't
He's
ever
on-
remember discussing your calves.
My
Dad's
calves?
calves. Your dad's calves. No. Calves are the offspring. You are your dad's calf.
If Hunter and the Dirty Jacks ever break up, can we please form a band called Hunter and Paul's Dad's Calves?
Side projects are always available. Bands are not contractually monogamous.
Like a
That is-
perfect circle. And
That
and
isn't how
Tool.
this works. Yes, that's not how bands work. I mean, look at how many singers Van Halen had. Look at AC/DC for that matter. Yeah.
Right, it's happening. Then it's happening. You heard that, Dad? Be ready for an album cover photo shoot soon. All right. Let's save ourselves and the audience. Hunter, what's next for you?
Oh dear. Oh, you know what? I think I'll play this blues song that Christina likes a lot. She likes this one in particular. Just went up north and recorded a few originals, and this is one of them tunes. If I can grab the right guitar. Right. We want the guitar that sounds like Trent Reznor tuning his piano. That's this one. So, a very happy song about a lifelong prisoner called You Can't Take These Walls From Me. Walls, Dari. But funny context. When I went to prison, I was just 17. They said I was made for this place, I just wasn't born clean. When you're living this way, you got nothing to show, like being born in a room built without a door. Worst things you could live here are your kids and your time. Except that you live here and they've also got your mind. You can take sunshine and humanity, but you can't take these walls from me. Out on parole, but I was begging weak. Without these bars, I just can't get no sleep. The carpet just itches underneath my feet. The wooden floors feel hollow, has to be concrete. So I'm trying to wake up some are trying to sleep, but you can't escape from the life that you reap. Choose where your regrets are wrong, you get to keep. And you can't tear these walls from me. Out here in this nutshell king, infinite space. Nothing is bad but what we think is the case. Outside of here, I only have bad dreams, but you can't take these walls from me. You can't take these walls from me. You can't take these walls from me. You can't take these walls from me.
Balls or walls?
Yeah, it's something really funny.
I gotta say, thank you, Emily Thatcher, for always being the balls to the wallsiest supporter of the shows. Emily, you're amazing. Emily freaking Thatcher, we love you. She says Hunter and Paul Hunter plus Paul equals best bromance ever. Thanks for doing this tonight. You're both amazing. Love you all. Heart and claps. The buttons are going nuts tonight.
So that being the case, I have an intellectually based suggestion for a really cool project.
What's the case? What are you talking about?
Anything. So, okay, here's my suggestion. I'd like to film a dramatic improv with you.
Okay.
An unscripted dramatic improv where we agree upon a few axioms. You ever hear of Daniel Myrick?
No, nor have I heard of axioms.
Good point. Okay, axioms are that which we agree upon which is true before we go on with a debate or an expansion of ideas. It's just like this is axiomatically the case. Up is that way, down is that way, north is, you know, we make these basic agreements. We're all carbon-based form of life, having an interlocutory discourse. Axioms is that which we agree on are the premises.
Okay.
All right.
So, like, we've been given a box of crayons and we've been told what name each color is, but that's an axiom.
Yes, what name each color is, yeah, assuming that we're not like, this is misinformation, this is definitely not red. Like, if we both agree that this RED label actually describes what we agree is red, then it would become an axiom.
Okay.
If we just agree, right? If we just agree on that level, that's an axiom.
Think I got that.
Dan Myrick did some movies like this. You heard of one of them called The Blair Witch Project. And we were talking about like late 90s stuff earlier. Anyway, yeah. Like the era of Titanic. Dan Myrick did some things like this back then. Dramatic improvs.
Okay.
More exposition for the crowd than was supposed to be. Emphasis on definitions of axiom, but that's it. So humans kind of look at anything that is entirely coincidental but meaningful in their lives as like this must have some meaning. And I've got a couple ideas for some dramatic improvs of scenarios that would necessarily be coincidental in their origin, but that the experiencers would experience as extremely meaningful human interactions. And I think the two of us could shoot like a series of these as maybe just 5 minute shorts. I don't know. But it's you can't say it's a formula because it's not like as superficial as like having some kind of materialistic sort of commercialist gain, but you can say that there is a common denominator in that humans should find this to be meaningful even where there is no inherent meaning. I might have to give an example for this to.
Please do.
Okay, so imagine there are two soldiers that have survived a war they were on the same side of, but maybe they never met during the war. And they're on the losing side of this war. And the victors of this war decided that they were just going to execute all of the survivors by firing squad or something horrific. Except there is a circumstantial out. Let's say that there are 7 riflemen with guns pointed at any particular person that they're going to execute. If all 7 of those riflemen's if all of their guns were blank or jammed when they pulled the trigger, they were going to let that guy go. So over the course of executing hundreds of thousands of prisoners, 2 of these guys are statistically absolutely going to survive because maybe there's only a 1 in a million chance of survival. What is the conversation of one guy that was a 100 in what is the conversation between one guy that is a 1 in a million survivor and another guy that is also coincidentally a 1 in a million survivor of the same scenario? What does their conversation look like?
I love that idea. Excuse me. I think that going into it, you need to write backstories for both of them.
Yes, and those are the axioms. The backstories going into both of them, that's the axiomatic part. Yes. Yes. So we go into it with our axiomatic backstory. None of the details, as far as we could have possibly imagined, none of those details have to be made up on the spot. The only thing that is made up on the spot is the emotionally real experience of whatever the hell happens out of the discourse that has not been scripted. The details have been scripted with this underlying common denominator, that it's something that is statistically impossibly unlikely, yet these 2 people find themselves interacting in that extraordinarily unlikely scenario. Go.
I love that.
Maybe we even shoot one on a cruise, because I understand we have a cruise ship coming up as a set piece very soon.
As long as it's not near the ledge or the side rail, because Jamie's deathly afraid of me falling off the ship.
Is this a Titanic thing, or is that just
No.
like Jamie being
Falling
concerned?
off the ship. We have friends that work on cruise ships, and one of them went missing and never was seen again. So she's got fears. But
That is specific. I will salute to that, and maybe we'll shoot it in the pool or on a balcony instead. I don't know, but I don't know. It just seems like a cruise ship might be one setting for one of these.
Absolutely. And that, like, hearing you describe that, it seems like that's exactly what they did, how they made Blair Witch. They just put everyone in this situation. They gave them backstory and said, go. I love it. Love it.
I shot a television pilot with this guy. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
We got arrested. I'll tell you all about it in private.
My friends and I actually came up with a treatment of an idea that was kind of based on that. Like, our idea, it was set up to fail to begin with. We never even tried it, but it seemed like a great idea. But it was to set actors in a public place doing a scene where nobody around them. So there would be a through line, a storyline of the series, but based on what real people did, the story would be changed and written and tweaked. If we performed these scenes with hidden cameras out in public, and so like you would have scenes like regularly produced scenes, but then like you'd go to the mall and these characters would meet and interact and something would happen, and based on what the public did around them, like the story might change. Like if somebody stepped in before he punched her, or if somebody, saw him punch her and then took him down, like the whole series would be kind of like a mix between scripted and those hidden camera shows. But instead of just being like the subject of what would you do, like these people became part of the living, breathing story.
I'm fascinated. I am fascinated.
That we had that idea like around, I want to say that was probably like 2004, 2005, maybe 17 years later we can bring it back. And
Okay, because that's about when Dan Myrick had an idea for a television series that would be based in and around Venice on almost exactly what you just described, based on like the commercial success of the Blair Witch Project and the non-commercial success of the sequels that were much more scripted and just none of them sold the way the non-scripted one did. He was like, we should do something. Venice is crazier than the woods. We should do this in the boardwalk. And then, like, he and myself and all the other lead actors got handcuffed all in a big line together. It was awesome. But again, story for another show.
wow.
It's a good one.
As I move into my last song, unless people start screaming encore after, we'll talk about situations and how they form things. When I was first looking at this song, I thought, does it have to do with drugs? What, like, because songs written around the same era, I don't know what song this was written, but they all seem to be about drugs. And I looked it up, and no, the situation was the songwriter was
Just
he had
really into football.
he had writer's block. So he locked himself in the basement for 2 weeks to write music, and nothing came. And then he let himself outside, and this song just came to him. And yeah, I already said, let me know if New York is cool. Let me know if The Greatest Showman is cool. Let me know if this theme is cool for In the Cove. And that would be a Mr. and Mrs. theme, where each song title has to have Mr. or Mrs. in it. There's a lot of good possibilities there. But here's my last song for the evening. Unless, of course, people are screaming encore. So we have the heater on. It got really cold, and then I turned the heater on, and now my nylon strings are like, no. Sun is shining in the sky. There ain't a cloud inside. It stopped raining. Everybody's in a play. And don't you know, it's a beautiful new day. Hey, running down the avenue, see how the sun shines brightly in the city, on the streets where once was pity. Mr. Blue Sky is living here today. Hey, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey, you with the pretty face, welcome to the human race celebration. Mr. Blue Sky's up there waiting, and today is the day we've waited for. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why we had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey there, Mr. Blue, we're so pleased to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. Mr. Blue, you did it right. Please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey there, Mr. Blue, we're so pleased to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. Mr. Blue, you did it right. But soon comes Mr. Night, creeping over. Now his hand is on your shoulder. Never mind, I'll remember you this. I'll remember you this way. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why we had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey there, Mr. Blue, we're so pleased to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you.
Cool.
Another jammin' rock song that I just have to make a lullaby. Dude, if my whole family wasn't sleeping right now, I would be just like screaming a song like Hunter at 6 p.m. on a Thursday.
Yeah, like, you know, like the way my neighbors wish that Hunter didn't.
On the balcony.
Mostly on the balcony. Yeah. The documented cases are on the balcony anyway.
Gotcha. What do we think about the Mr. and Mrs.? What songs come to your mind when I if I said Hunter, be on my In the Cove? The theme is the title has Mr. or Mrs. in the title of the song. What would you think of?
Wow. I mean, my first thought goes to like, what are they what would be the duets that would fit that category? Like Mr. and Mrs. Smith was like a really obvious funny duet sort of thing. Oh,
I want to
what's
say
that?
thank you to Kelsey Blaine Gibson.
Thank you,
Kelsey
Kelsey.
drops in the super chat. And she says, encore. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Oh, and Shablu.
And Alejandra says, encore. Encore turns 1,000. Thank you. Yeah, so the theme is just any song with Mr. or Mrs. in the title.
Mr. Bojangles.
Solid.
If
Solid
Mr.
choice.
or Mrs. will, yeah, Mr. Bojangles.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. Is that Mr. is in the title of that, right?
I was just wondering, is it Mr. Tambourine Man or is it Tambourine Man? Producer Craig, look it up.
Oh, hey, Mr. Craigman. That would be you get to write that one. You get to write that one for that show. Yeah.
Mr. Producer Craig Man.
Yep. We need our Mr. Google Man.
Or Mr. could be in the name of the band.
Oh, like the entire Mr. catalog, of which
Yeah.
I cannot think of a single song right now, but they were very popular in the 80s.
It's on my playlist for when I do that week. If I do that week, if people think it's a good idea.
Christina just dropped Mr. Brownstone in. That's a Guns N' Roses song, right? We've been dancing with Mr. Brownstone. He's been knocking and he won't leave me alone. Right?
That sounds like Hugh Jackman, not Guns N' Roses.
No, it's just very nasal. That's all. That's how Axl sang at that time. There's too much cocaine to get anything through the nose, mate.
Mr. Mister's big one was this one, and it would definitely be on my list if we played. Take these broken wings and learn to fly again. Love to live so free. Yeah.
And if we hear the voice that sings,
or maybe you would have to be on the show and do that song.
the book of love will open up and let us in. Yeah, yeah. That was Mr. Mister. Wow.
Also, one of my favorite songs growing up was Mr. Big, To Be With You.
Yeah. Dari just put in Mr. Crowley by Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Jones and me.
That's one on the list. Mr. Brightside is also on the list.
So Mr. Brightside. Mrs. Robinson.
Mrs. Robinson for sure.
Are you trying to seduce me, Mrs. Robinson?
I was thinking also I could do, or somebody on the show could do Mr. Jones by Counting Crows. And then I could do Me and Mrs. Jones, which is a song.
What's that?
Who's the original? Off the top of my head, I don't know the original, but it became a jazz standard that was covered by Michael Bublé and
Me and Mrs. Jones, we got a thing going on.
Yeah.
I recognize the lyric now.
We got a thing going on. Yeah. Ms. Jackson. Ms. Jackson is not a Mrs. She doesn't count.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Boom, 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 boom. I really thought Emily was just mishearing Enter Sandman by Metallica for a moment, but no,
Right.
okay.
Enter
Christina
Mr.
says, I meant Me and Mr. Jones by Amy Winehouse.
That's an actual person, Hunter.
Miss Wine House is mostly. I know. Mostly my HOA complaining about the house. It's this house isn't good enough.
So this is Hunter's last song, unless he gets 100 encores as well. I got 100 encores. I don't know about if Hunter will, but what are you playing last?
I think I don't know, man. Oh, wait. I think I'm going to play this sea shanty that I just recorded up north, and cover the screen with here.
Nice.
There's way too many pages here for me to fit on my music stand, but I've got them taped together in this way that David Benjamin could relate to. Okay, they are taped together. All right, honey, are you
So
watching?
this is the one you wrote.
Yeah, this is one I wrote, and
You played it before.
Yeah, so this song is it's about a man in a divorce from not from his romantic partner, but in a divorce from his sense of duty. And the song is called "I'd Mutiny for You."
Yes. You did this on like a LOVECAST right before you went up there to record, right?
I did indeed. So this has an historical background, and Captain Bligh was captain of the ship called the Mutiny. It's called the Mutiny. Jesus, it's called the Bounty. Mutiny on the Bounty was this very famous movie that Marlon Brando starred in. They remade this thing in the 80s, and Mel Gibson, before he was like a controversial figure, played the Brando role. But yeah, it was about these guys that were in an impossible situation where their entire lives had been as Happy Valentine's Day. Their entire lives had been as seamen aboard a ship.
Son of a.
In which they were duty bound to obey their captain come hell or high water, but their mission had led them to some islands for a series of like 6-8 months. The captain was a little on the extreme side in that not everyone is going to survive every mission, and said now everybody has to leave their life on this island and saddle up to their duty. And everybody knew that a lot of them, if not all of them, are not going to come back if they do the thing that they are honor bound to do and leave their island wives to do it. So this song is called "I'd Mutiny for You."
Captain, can I hear this? Won't sing it for your friends. No pardon can be given, but I must confess this sin. I'd give my life for Captain Bligh. Last week I took a few. No taint of shame left on my soul, but I'd mutiny for you. So past this in the bulkhead down below. Part of me stays in the ship when off to land I go. The ship I only pulled back sees our bridge to burn. Scuttling the Bounty is the point of no return. My blood is soaked into the dead. Pray the devil's due, and this ship is home. So God help me, but I for you. horizon there's Orion and his head has been my lifelong oath. Your island flower, my bed. Choose the path of honor, I leave and die at sea. But if I stay and love you, a traitor damned I'll be. My blood is soaked into the dead, pray the devil's due. This ship's home, so God help me, but I'd mutiny for you. Horizon, as Orion had his head, has been my lifelong oath. Your island flower, my bed. Choose the path of honor, I'll leave and die at sea. But if I stay and love you, a traitor damned I'll be. My blood is soaked into the dead, pay the devil's due. And this ship's home, so God help me, that I'll mutiny for you. Shades of paradise, and just out of view. We could have months, could have years, but the gallows dead is due. Take me back and end me there, back to my land of birth. They sever you from me before they put me in the earth. Every day I watch the babe of my fading blood-red coals. King and crown will come for me to await the hangman's rope. Tirelessly they'll cross the sea, Lady Justice comes for me. Can't prepare for mutiny, so we hit the bounty and the sea. Blood is soaked into the dead, pay the devil's due. And this ship's home, so God help me, but I'd mutiny for you. There we are.
That's on the album you just recorded?
Yeah, it is on the, we haven't decided what format it's going to be released, but yeah, it's going to be an album or an EP or an LP or a, that is, yeah, we got that in much
good.
higher fidelity.
So good.
Thank
so
you.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
You know, anytime I hear you're a pirate, I think of our time working together and how we met at the Disneyland
Imagine that.
Resort.
Right.
If anybody's tuning in that doesn't know, we met at the Disneyland Resort. I was playing a pirate named Faruko, and Hunter was playing Captain Jack Sparrow. That's when we met. But our last gig together, speaking of mutiny, was a 3D special look for annual pass holders. They did it back in the Big Thunder Ranch when that still existed. And they showed a scene from Pirates 4, I want to say.
That sounds right. Was that
Blackbeard?
Was that only for annual pass holders?
I don't know if it was for pass holders or if it was like you had to reserve it somehow. It was some exclusive something.
I don't remember that part. I do remember that one of my like swing duties was just to go out and like talk to folks and entertain people in the line, as I'm sure you had the same.
Yeah, people were waiting in line to watch a 10-minute clip of the movie. They would wait for hours in 3D before it existed. And before I finish the story, I gotta say,
Shabloo.
thank you, Show Blue Alejandra, for Encore Times of Infinity. Or we'll have to talk about Infinity sometime. But for both Hunter and Paul, so I guess we're gonna have to play another song. I'm so sorry, buddy.
I'll manage.
So we would wait, like there'd be like a show an hour, a 10-minute show. People would wait in line to see it. And at the end of the clip of the movie, pirates were hanging upside down by the ropes of the ship because it was Blackboard's ship and the ropes would come alive. The ship would be alive. And like any pirate that was mutinying would get like attacked by the ship, basically. So then at the end of the clip, the lights would come up in the house, which was outdoors. It was the arena there, and pirates would be hanging upside down. And that's the last gig we worked together. You had lines. I didn't have lines. I just would be found hanging upside down at the end of a show. And this was Faruko's brother, the honey badger. And
Oh, that's right. Honey badger, don't give a.
yeah, he didn't care. I didn't have any lines, but those of us, we would be atmosphere and we'd be up on these tall perches, and we'd get to just banter while audience members were coming in. So we'd be able to talk across the audience on microphone, and it was a lot of fun playing Francisco the honey badger, Faruko's brother, during that gig. And that was the last gig we had together.
Yeah. Well, the last gig before Paulie's variety shows.
Our next gig is the cruise. Can't wait for that.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Let us not be held upside down at some point during the cruise, unless it's for a keg stand.
Yeah, I don't think they use ropes, enchanted or otherwise, on modern cruise ships, do they? I'm not sure.
Do they not have sails? They probably don't.
I don't think they do. I think they're like nuclear powered these days, aren't they?
Nuclear powered?
Yeah, I think they like eat the stem cells of endangered species to just like pour out the energy for locomotion. I think. I could be wrong about that. Energy production is not my specialty there.
What made you want to write and record a sea shanty?
It was cool. I don't know. It's mostly ideas that come out of like history, maybe historical fiction. No, I get fascinated by various characters in literature. Like one of the neatest ideas I think I've seen in theater in the last like Hamilton or pre-Hamilton era would be Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, which is Tom Stoppard's take of Hamlet through these, like minor characters, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. I think they even make jokes about these characters being interchangeable, where King Claudius can welcome gentle Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, and Gertrude says, no, welcome gentle Guildenstern and Rosencrantz. Like even the dialogue gets them intentionally confused with each other. But, they're human beings with a real perspective. And I'm fascinated with, like, Mutiny on the Bounty. What about a sailor whose name history never recorded, or recorded in a ship's log, but never really got his personal take on what happened there?
I've got that story for you. It's called the Titanic.
Oh.
So there's a guy named Jack Dawson. The Titanic is about to take off in like 5 minutes. He's playing poker in a nearby pub with some Russians. And in that game of poker, he wins a ticket. So he's on the ship. He gets on the ship barely at the last second. He's kind of a a roamer.
So
He's
just like Clerks, I wasn't even supposed to be here today, man.
but
Was that kind of
he's
the
a free
premise?
spirit. He lives on the wind. As long as he's got air in his lungs and the clothes on his back, he's a happy man. He loves to draw. He loves art.
He loves seaworthy vessels that are unsinkable by big pieces of ice.
He just wants to go to America for some reason. His family's from there. He wants to get back to Wichita Falls. So he ends up on the ship. His name is not on the
Falls.
Yeah, his name is not on the register. And so that's when, after Rose tells her story, spoiler alert, after Rose tells her story, they're like, no, that couldn't happen because his name is not on any of these registers. He didn't exist. And she knows.
I'm really curious. Was it Wichita Falls, Texas?
I could be right. It could be Chippewa Falls. It's Wichita or Chippewa, something like that. I mean, I love the movie.
It's a city, but Wichita Falls is like a city in Texas. There happens to be like a very famous powerlifting gym in Wichita Falls, Texas, and it was just happened to be in it also the site of a major tornado in the 1970s. I was listening to this like meteorologist nerd podcast right before the show.
Maybe Producer Craig can take a look.
Producer Craig?
Is it Chippewa Falls or Wichita Falls, where Jack Dawson hails from?
Oh, Craig, where are you? Wherefore art thou, Craig Jackman?
I love Emily Thatcher quotes the movie. He exists now only in my memory. That is a quote from Rose in the movie. Emily says she thinks it's Chippewa. I was probably wrong. It was Chippewa Falls, not Wichita.
Well, Wichita Falls also exists.
Well, I'm going to Big Bear this weekend.
Oh,
it's very exciting. Jamie and I are going to get away. We have not been snowboarding without children in 6 years, and we're going to do it this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Which place are you going to, or are you going to both? Where
Summit's where we've always gone. We've done Bear Mountain a couple of times, but Summit's our stomping ground. And yeah, it was before we realized it was a holiday weekend and we'd be paying double for everything. So that's fun.
What's the holiday?
President's Day is Monday. So we're actually it's gonna be
the weekend after Valentine's. Oh, dude, yes. There's some vacation. Yeah, they didn't just gyp you. They got all the people that were like, really? Yeah. I did not know that was a. Oh man. Okay. President's Day weekend, huh? Because Lincoln's birthday happened to be last Friday.
Well,
I was aware of that, but I wasn't aware when President's Day was.
Happy to put money into the city of Big Bear because it holds a huge place in our hearts. And we can't wait. We're going this weekend. It's gonna be fun.
Awesome. All right, man. So what are you gonna play next?
This has nothing to do with that. I just thought I'd tell you because
total non sequitur then.
Why not?
I'm down with a non sequitur. So here comes Paul Carganilla with a non sequitur.
That works. I'm going to play my steel string because hopefully Jamie's asleep. And if it's my last song and she tells me to stop, I'm already done. Are you gonna live your life wondering, standing in the back, looking around? Are you gonna waste your time thinking how you've grown up, how you missed out? Things are never gonna be the way you want. Where's it gonna get you acting serious? The things are never gonna be quite what you want. Even at 25, you gotta start somewhere. Sometime I'm on my feet, I'm on the floor, I'm good to go. Now all I need is just to hear a song I know. I wanna always feel like part of this was mine. I wanna fall in love tonight. Are you gonna live your life standing in the back, looking around? Are you gonna waste your time? Gotta make a move or you'll miss out. Someone's gonna ask you what it's all about. Stick around, nostalgia won't let you down. Someone's gonna ask you what it's all about. What you gonna have to say for yourself? I'm on my feet, I'm on the floor, I'm good to go. Now all I need is just to hear a song I know. I wanna always feel like part of this was mine. I wanna fall in love tonight. Crimson and clover, over and over. Crimson and clover, over and over. Our house in the middle of the street. Why did we ever meet? Started out my rock and roll fantasy. Don't let's start. Why did we ever part? Kickstart my rock and rollin' heart. I'm on my feet, I'm on the floor, I'm good to go. So come on, Paulie, sing me something that I know. I wanna always feel like part of this was mine. I wanna fall in love tonight. Here tonight, I wanna always feel like part of this was mine. I wanna fall in love tonight. Thanks, buddy.
Cheers, man.
Did you say cheers? Are we still drinking olive oil?
I was. It's been taken away from me.
Cheers. Oh,
It's oh, it's serious. Been taken away from me. It's actually been like confiscated. Yeah, I got no spin to put on that. Probably for the best. Oh well.
we trust our girls, right?
Yeah, especially when we have no like upper body strength sort of advantage to enforce a disagreement. No, she could totally take me right now. Yeah, I got no option here. It's just we trust our girls. Let's go with that. I like your phrasing of that better.
Dude, the second Jamie says, I'm taking that, I'm like, oh gosh, you probably should have taken it way earlier. What was
Oh yeah.
that?
It was, what was that? That was like an how do you describe that? An anime emoji like thing of what they say in the anime things of how I, how I was feeling at that moment. Yes. Yes, toes in the sand, kind of, like, yeah, that's it. Yeah, Dari recognizes. It was the thing I couldn't articulate at the time, so I did this instead, and now I have to find like words for it, and I really can't. That's why I did that to begin with. So,
Hey, I'll save you some cute cat stuff. Benny,
oh,
do you want to sing? Hang on, let's see if he'll do it. Is my microphone plugged in?
I heard this with you and Jamie and him before. It was hysterical. Wait, was that your chair squeaking or him? That would look like it sounded like your chair.
That was him, but
That
he
was
has
him,
to
and
go
he
on.
just did.
He has to go on cue. We do sugar, butter, and he's flour.
Oh,
So let's just see if we do it. I'm setting it all up. He might not even do it. Here we go.
I don't know. I can't wait. Like, Jamie couldn't believe he did it before. We can't see in the camera if it's him reacting. He just looks like kind of an orange, stretchy pillow.
He is a lot of that. Sugar, butter. Okay, but I need you to project. So that was just he kind of mumbled it.
I know. I heard like a little squeak in the chair.
Hang on.
It was just. He has.
There
Oh,
hang on. Get in the mic. Get in the mic over there. He's ready to perform.
Okay.
Sugar, butter. You gotta project, bro. Sugar, butter. Benny. Should I put reverb on it?
yes.
Benny. Benny. Sugar, butter. There it is. Sugar, butter. Sugar, butter.
Okay.
So dumb.
That's
right.
awesome.
Everybody forgot about the other conversation. What are you performing for your encore?
What other conversation? Oh,
Right.
shit! I got an encore. All right, I think I'll play. I think I'll play Sugar Butter Flour. Wait, no, that's been done. Damn it. I think instead I'll play a Mazzy Star song.
Love it.
Yeah, I'll go with that. All right. This is called Fade Into You.
I wanna hold your hand inside you. I wanna take a breath that's true. I look to you and I see nothing. I look to you, see the truth. You live your life, you go in shadow. You'll come apart, you'll go blind. Some kind of night into your darkness. Colors your eyes, what's not there is. without a home. You put your hands into your head. A noon smiles cover your heart. Fade into you. Strange you never knew. Fade into you. It's strange you never knew. Fade into you. Strange you never knew. Fade into you. It's strange you never knew. It's strange you never knew. It's strange you never knew. It's strange you never knew.
Hunter Ackerman, ladies and gentlemen. Hunter, this was so much fun.
Yeah, man.
Let's not let another 5 months pass before we do it again.
Let alone 8. Hell yeah. Yeah.
What's 8? What's 8?
You right. Did I count that right? Was it? What was
September? September.
Wait, September. Which September? Was it? Did we do it last September?
Last September.
Then it was definitely not 8. Okay. Regardless.
And
I was misinformed.
I completely missed in the chat, but I was just looking back at it now. People were saying I need to go read it in context, but we should record something together.
I'm down.
Let's do it.
I am absolutely down, especially if you get Jamie to coach you on mouth shape.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. And also, we're gonna do something together musically on the cruise for sure.
Down.
And I hope everybody else will join us. Your show is this Thursday night at 6, as always.
Yeah, man.
Friday night, you can find a Disney edition Paulie's Online Variety Show at 7 p.m. And there's going to be a lot more fun stuff to come. There's another episode of the Vaudacity Improv Players, a suggestion box coming this Sunday night. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to leave everybody with not a photo of my dad's calves specifically, but while I was looking for my dad's calves, I was reminded of this that I discovered. I stumbled across a photo from 1978. There was a sax quartet playing on Main Street in Disneyland. I'm pretty sure my dad's a time traveler and he was in that sax quartet. So what you're about to see as we say goodnight is a photograph of my dad performing at a Paulie's picnic on the baritone sax, sitting next to a photo of a sax player 40 years earlier standing on Main Street, USA in Disneyland. And fight me if my dad is not a time traveler. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you, everybody who is here tonight. And we hope to see you all very soon.